using only drugstore makeup. Everything I'm using today is like my favorite stuff at the drugstore currently. I'm just gonna moisturize my skin first using this Vaseline Problem Skin Therapy. This is currently my top favorite moisturizer at the drugstore. It's both hydrating and occlusive because it has like petroleum jelly in it, and you don't need a lot of it because it's really rich and it works really good under makeup for me. My skin has been really dry nowadays for whatever reason, so I'm just trying to add as much moisture as I can back into it. Next, I'm gonna prime using this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. For both my foundation and concealer, I use this. This is the CoverGirl plus Olay Simply Ageless foundation. I just use a darker shade for my foundation and then the lighter shade for my concealer. And I'm just going to use my super dirty beauty blender. Just tap it in. I feel like I don't hear a lot of people talking about this, but I really like this foundation. It's honestly really high coverage, but I will say it has a horrible shade range. All of the shades are pretty light, so I would say if you're a little bit darker than me, then you can probably go for it, but anything darker than that, I don't think there's a shade that'll match. I love the concept of cream foundations just because when you're traveling and stuff, it makes it so much easier. So many of them are not good. Not good in the way that they're not easy to work with. They're meant more for like professionals, but this one is nice because it's like a cream, but you don't have to set it like you have to with most other cream foundations. And now I'm going to take the lighter shade for concealer. Look how full coverage that is. My beauty blender is so dirty that it's making it hard to actually apply products. I'm just gonna set it with this L'Oreal powder. I've been wearing this L'Oreal powder since I was in high school, and I've tried other ones from like CoverGirl and stuff, but they're just not as good. I think I didn't blend it out that great over there, so I lost some coverage, but to fix that, I'm just going to take some of my e.l.f. powder foundation and go over that. I'm now going to just fill in my brows a little bit with this L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. It's super thin and it works pretty good. I normally do this, but every time I do my brows, I actually shave off too much. And I did that today. Even though I shaved off too much of my brows, I still feel like thinner brows suit me so much more than thicker brows. Every time I thin out my eyebrows a lot, I prefer it so much more. But then I like forget and let them get too bushy again. So I have to remember to maintain them. So now I'm gonna go in with bronzer. I recently bought these NYX Buttermelt bronzer and blushes, and they're so good, but they're super pigmented. Oh my god, you need to be super careful when using them. Even though they're super pigmented and you need the tiniest bit, it's still easy to blend out. So if you do get way too much, you can still blend it out easily. I'm just gonna tap it in like that. I don't take it too high on my forehead because then it looks, I have a small forehead, so then it looks like I have no forehead. So I mainly stick around here. I don't normally contour, I just take a little bit of the bronzer that I'm using for the day and then just go over my nose. Now I'm gonna go in with blush, but I have these three blushes and I can't decide which one. Okay, I think I'm gonna go in with this blush. This is the NYX Buttermilk blush. Again, I'm gonna take my blush and just tap it. Just that one tap was enough for both my cheeks. Now for my eyes, I'm gonna use this ColourPop shadow stick. This is the shade Walk of Fame. I bought this while I was in New York from the drugstore. I'm so jealous of people in America because they can just buy ColourPop in store. Getting it to Canada is such a hassle. So whenever I go to the States, I always stock up on ColourPop. Look how pretty that is, and I'm gonna use that underneath as well. I'm just gonna take this shade from this Wet n Wild palette and blend it out a little bit, just the edges. If you're looking for a good, like, cheap palette from the drugstore, that Wet n Wild palette's really good. It's only like $5 in Canada, which is crazy because it's probably even cheaper in the States then. Colors are really nice and the pigmentation's really good too. And then I'm just gonna highlight using this ColourPop shadow stick. This is in the shade Socialite. Those are both metallic shades, but they do have some sparkle in them. I'm gonna blend it out after. Now I'm gonna use eyeliner. I'm gonna go in with this Essence liquid ink eyeliner. This one's a really good option for liquid at the drugstore, but my favorite eyeliner of all time is this Inglot eyeliner. This one's really good and you can use this everywhere. You could use this for a wing, on your waterline, everywhere, and this will last you so much longer than this one because this is a liquid and it'll dry out, and then you get a whole pot of this, so this will last you a really long time. So this is technically not drugstore, but if you just save up a little more, this one's a much better option. But I just want to use this since I am doing drugstore only. And this one also is super hard to find sometimes because I like the waterproof one because I do have like watery eyes, so I need the waterproof one, otherwise it'll smudge. But it's been hard to find. Take a little bit of this dark brown color at the bottom, just kind of tight line with it. Oh, oops. I forgot to do cheek highlight, so I'm gonna use that same ColourPop and just dab it on. For mascara, this is my favorite from the drugstore. It's the Essence Lash Princess. This is a waterproof one, but this one makes your lashes so big and voluminous. This one is a newer one, so it's not working as good as it normally does. I prefer when it gets a bit drier. Moving on to lip liner, I'm gonna be using this Milani lip liner in the shade Spiced. I have a bunch of these. This is my favorite lip liner from the drugstore. It's such a good Your Lips But Better shade. When I line my lips, I like to overline over here and here, but then stay in the line on the sides. It gives like a more pouty effect, which I like. Now lipstick, I'm gonna be using this Revlon Color Stay lipstick in the shade No Rules. So this is it for one of my favorite drugstore makeup routines. I love to try out new products, so I do have like a few drugstore routines that I really like to go back and forth with. This is just one that I've been wearing a lot lately. But thank you so much for watching. Bye!